Hello everyone, NewGet here, and welcome to another match of Littlewargame. Today I'm bringing you a game played on Ravaged between WeirdRat in the top left, playing with the red pieces, versus DESTROYcall in the bottom right, playing with the blue pieces. We do start the game about a minute and 40 seconds into the match. We are able to see that WeirdRat has gone for a Rax opening, and he is building 2 raiders, so going for that 2 raider opening, while DESTROYcall is going for this this den opening with the 2 houses, making it able so that he can build as many wolves as he needs for the early game, which is very interesting to see. It's a very good defensive build that also gives him a lot of information about what his opponent is doing and about what's going on in the map, and a very good defensive position if he needs it as well. While this is all going on, WeirdRat's raider is moving on the other side of the map, and he is able to start doing some harassment. Obviously this is not the kind of engagement you want, but that's because WeirdRat is on the other side of the map, having to micro against this wolf that was harassing this worker here, basically delaying this base from starting up. 3 minutes in, we do see that DESTROYcall does start his second base. That is a little bit after WeirdRat started his second base, so very interesting to see how these openings prioritize that starting up of the base. In this Rax opening, the base is what gives you the next 10 supply to be able to start building more workers. Oh, very good blink from here. I have never seen that blink location before. That is a crazy blink, man. I bet DESTROYcall that just looked like the raider disappeared. It was a very good defensive blink away from those wolves, and now WeirdRat is able to get some more scouting information. He did blink into those units there. It was very interesting to see happen. I'm very curious to see if WeirdRat blinks away, and then if he also uses this again to blink away from potential wolves that are falling. But it looks like WeirdRat is just playing defensively, making sure that his raiders are moving away. And it does look like DC was able to spread out his wolves so that he would be able to find this raider basically wherever it went. So that kind of means that raider is potentially dead now. Does look like it. At the same time, yeah, that raider does die. At the same time, we do see that a raider over here on the right side of the map is being chased by 2 workers. WeirdRat is able to respond, and at the same time, we do see that DC was approaching the main base of WeirdRat, but DC did pull back. It looks like he really wants to be able to kill these raiders that were approaching. Especially with this wolf ball that's coming up. And something that's very interesting about DC's build is that it typically gets to this apex where there's a lot of wolves, and just from constant wolf production, especially when DC has the supply to keep building wolves. This typically leads to the wolf player or the beast player being able to control the map and forcing the Rax player to stay home and have to defend against this aggression. At the same time, we do see that WeirdRat is deciding to move across the map with these soldiers against these wolves. And that's a very interesting option. DC does have a lot of wolves, so he is able to kind of set up this position here. So I'm very curious to see if this is a smart choice for WeirdRat to make. It does look like WeirdRat was able to scout the fact that this third base is starting to go up, and maybe that made WeirdRat feel like he had the position and the economy and the units to basically go and attack his opponent. So we do see that happening. At the same time, WeirdRat is getting his third base, and he's starting to get a wolf den with upgrades. So that's very interesting to see. We'll talk more about that in just a second. Let's first cover this feint or this feinting engagement, if you want to call it that. This retreating engagement that WeirdRat currently has to play through. We do see that these soldiers are matching up really well into the wolves. They do a lot of damage. Soldiers have 18 damage, wolves do 10 damage, and means soldiers do more damage than the wolves. Soldiers also have more health, but at the same time we do see that WeirdRat did have to pull workers in order to start fighting some of these wolves, and that's typically not what you want to see. You'd rather have your workers mining than having to defend their base against this wolf aggression. But we do see that WeirdRat was able to micro this pretty well. He kept most of his units alive, and as a result, DC just lost a ton of wolves, 23 wolves in that engagement alone, while WeirdRat lost 3 raiders, 5 soldiers, and 2 workers throughout the game so far. Very curious to see what that means in the income. It's very hard to tell, so I'm gonna bring the income down here, but we can definitely see that DC has lost slightly more gold from trades, but DC has also been mining a little bit more than WeirdRat. So overall, it's been pretty even. The only difference is that WeirdRat is playing this Rax build. At the same time, this is very interesting to see. WeirdRat is going for this wolf den, and he's starting to transform it into a werewolf den. So it looks like he's trying to go for this werewolf play. It's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. At the same time, WeirdRat did scout around to see if his opponent had a 4th base at this location. Currently, he does not, and as a result, WeirdRat is going to reply to this scouting with his own wolves and try to make sure that WeirdRat is not able to get away with this raider. But it does look like WeirdRat might be able to get away. We'll see. We'll take a look at the production tab. Ooh, looks like the raider was on attack move just there, and DC did pull his wolves back, so it's very good. That means that WeirdRat is able to keep his raider alive, basically able to be on the map. Let's take a look at the production. WeirdRat is going for this advanced workshop. He's probably going to try to go for an interesting play with that airship. We'll cover that in just a second. And DC is going for attack upgrades for the beast units. At the same time, he's even getting 2 more dens, and he does have the snake charmer building that lets you build snakes out of the wolf dens here. So that is a pretty good composition for beast players. Wolf snakes. Snakes are very good into melee units. They have a lot of attack, and they have a lot of attack speed. They're not the best against soldiers because soldiers have this +1 armor, which means that every damage that they take is -1 damage for every armor that they have. So soldiers currently take 1 less damage, and snakes do 7 damage +1 because they have this +1 upgrade from that attack upgrade. So snakes do 8 damage every time they attack, but against soldiers they only do 7 damage because of that armor. The armor subtracts damage from what the snakes can do to them. So we'll see how that goes, how that plays into this fight. We do see that the soldiers are attacking, and at the same time we do see that WeirdRat was able to load up these werewolves into that airship and drop it on his opponent's army. At the same time, those wolves are just melting away against that damage that the soldiers were able to do, and at the same time werewolves do a ton of damage on their own. So just a good matchup, a good army composition to deal with this wolf snake composition that is going on. At the same time, WeirdRat is able to use his raider to kind of scout against his opponent's potential fourth base. And at the same time, we do see that DC was able to finish his fortress, and he was able to start building a dragon's lair in his main base. At the same time, we do see that WeirdRat is continuing to engage against his opponent. He's just continuing to push forward. I guess WeirdRat is just saying that his position is strong enough to just keep moving forward. He's got the archers to support his werewolves. The werewolves already do a ton of damage on their own, and especially as they have that smash ability, they are able to have a lot of crowd control and a lot of presence in battles, which is very good to see. It's probably one of the very few units in Little Wargame that actually has some sort of form of crowd control. Raiders can produce shrouds. Mages can produce slow fields. Gatling guns can produce caltrops that have a slowing effect as well. And werewolves can have a smash ability, which is very strong. Very strong, especially in frontline engagements like this, where your opponent has to continuously move their army back so that they don't get smashed by those werewolves. At the same time, we do see that these archers are just putting consistent damage. We do see that WeirdRat was able to move a Gatling gun forward just in case some of these dragons would have come out and started doing some damage. At the same time, we do see that even though DC or DESTROYcall is producing a lot of units, he is struggling to keep his income a little bit lower. But as we can see now, he does have he has spent most of it. In fact, it's WeirdRat right now that is the one struggling to spend all of his money, and that can be very important. At the same time, on the other side of the map, we do see that WeirdRat is starting his fourth base. That means that WeirdRat is technically not even all in at the moment, and that could be really valuable information for DESTROYcall if he was able to see that WeirdRat had started his fourth base. I think to WeirdRat, or to DC rather, he sees this as potentially an all-in from his opponent, whereas it's not quite the case. At the same time, WeirdRat is pushed into his opponent's natural base. He has stopped his opponent from mining in his main base, and that does lead DC to calling GG, and he ends up losing the game because of this werewolf play that was really interesting to see from WeirdRat. He just developed this transition from the Rax play into this werewolf den mid game, and that just led him to be able to move across the map, have these archers and ballista in support to deal with any dragons and with any army that these werewolves had to face, and that just led to WeirdRat being able to push and win the game because of it, while having this good economic position as well. So very, very interesting strats, very innovative strats, that's for sure. Being able to build that wolf den and then build into these defense upgrades, as well as getting that airship for some potential drops on the army and also into that opponent's worker line as well. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you're new here, please feel free to subscribe. If you're interested in playing this game, I leave a link in the description. That is the link to the website where you can play this game. It's called Little Wargame. Fantastic little game that we like to play. And also, one other announcement I want to make is on May 28th, Square Root of -1 is hosting a Little Wargame tournament where we'll be playing, or participants will be playing on maps that are in the current rank pool. and we'll be having best of threes and best of fives to determine a winner for that tournament. And it's an open tournament. Anyone can sign up to play. So if you're interested in playing in that tournament, registration is currently open for it, and that is also in the link in the description for this video as well. So I'll see you guys in the next one, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the maps soon here enough. Thank you guys for watching.